Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, I believe we failed with Chang Gyeong-min and Kang Bakya's letters, so I believe we have to continue with the other letters to find out where we go wrong. So, but other than that, really, yeah, I don't think there's much to recap on other than it's just the same as usual. No hidden lore between Myth and Will. I still believe that Will has done something to Myth, hence our amnesia. But yeah, it's time to continue, I guess.
是不是我做错了什么？
The Taste of an Early Summer and
te extraño.
a Sex Freak. Well, that can't be good, so let's go with these. I picked a random bottle from hundreds of bottles of fine wine in the underground wine cellar and put it on the luxurious short table in front of the old man. He nodded with approval and popped the cork. The bright red liquid was poured into an exquisite-looking wine glass. It was swirling and glistening out like flowing ruby. Drink it, drink it, drink it. I was standing next to him. The sweat was pouring out of my forehead. I had mixed all the sleeping pills I had stolen into the bottle. It would guarantee a nice nap if he would just drink one glass. Okay then I should be able to escape from his bedroom window. I could finally escape this hellhole forever. Money Jai's lips were already touching the glass when the housekeeper knocked on the door and informed him that there was a visitor. A man with only one arm was sitting on the sofa in the living room. A couple of tall, muscular bodyguards were standing behind him, ready for instructions from their boss. I had never seen Money Jai act in such a spineless weasel. I had never seen Money Jai act like such a spineless weasel before. He had the most cowardly smile on his face. He seemed determined to lower himself as much as possible in front of the one-armed man. The man yawned and grabbed the bottle of the flavoured wine on the table. That's not good. Was he going to drink it? Oh no. If he fell asleep, my whole plan would be exposed. And if that should happen, I had to get out now. I quickly took a few steps back, looking for an opportunity to sneak out of the room. The one-armed man raised the bottle to his nose and sniffed. Poured out the wine, knocked over the glass. He grabbed the old man towards himself by the collar. The one-armed man wiped his nose on Money Jai's collar. You pathetic person. You dare try and drug me with sleeping pills. Money Jai was shot in the face by one of the armed man's. Money Jai was shot in the face by the one-armed man before he could utter a word. As soon as the boss was dead, Jai's bodyguards immediately dropped their weapons and surrendered. All the other servants and maids, including me, were running towards the nearest exit in a panic. Everyone wanted to get out of here as soon as they could. People were screaming, running into and falling over each other. It was total chaos. However, they didn't intend to let anyone leave alive. I felt a sharp pain in my left leg. I was only one turn away from the back door. I fell out to the floor. Blood was oozing out of the wound in my ankle. I felt a cold barrel of a gun push against my forehead. I knew that if I moved even a little, another hole would appear there. He stuffed the bottle inside of Money Jar's mouth and forced the wine down his throat. Liquid that overflowed it from his mouth. It turned his shirt the same color, bright red. There's only two answers for this one. Okay. Well, early days of summer. Sunday afternoon, the sun was warm and the smell of flowers was dancing in the early summer wind. I was standing in front of the exhibition centre, waiting nervously. A few days ago, Mr. Wen had fainted in his apartment due to exhaustion. Fortunately, I had found him in time, otherwise the consequences would have been inconceivable. He had given me a ticket to the art exhibition today as a thank you. I had been so excited when I got the ticket that I had forgotten to ask if it was only the only ticket he had, or would he be coming too? It also happened to be my birthday. I had not celebrated my birthday in years, but I specifically put on my favorite dress before I left my apartment. As a matter of fact, I had never heard of an exhibitionist artist. To be better prepared, I had visited dozens of bookstores just to find the book of his collection. Even as late as last night, I had been looking up his work, and I hadn't gone to bed until almost daytime. I had set 7 alarms just to make sure I wouldn't oversleep. At 1 p.m, the show had officially started. The line was getting shorter, but I still hadn't seen Mr. Wen. I took out my phone and hesitated, wondering whether or not to text him. Eventually, I decided not to. An hour had passed. I couldn't stop myself anymore, and I sent him a text. The art show today is really cool. Thank you so much for the ticket, Mr. Wen. I'm in the gift shop. I'm in the gift shop near the north entrance right now. I have a lot of cute little things here. Or they have a little. Yeah. Are you coming to Mr. Wen? Another hour passed. I stared, drizzled, sent him a text. It's raining. Remember to bring an umbrella with you if you're heading out, Mr. Wen. I wandered near the entrance, but I didn't want to walk too far away. Another hour passed. There's a book signing at the west entrance right now. I just bought an art collection book. I think it's going to be sold out soon, Mr. Wen. Would you like to me to buy you a copy? Another hour had passed. Why are you waiting for so many hours? Mr. Wen, I'm about to head back. Thank you again. I waited until 5 o'clock, and he had never shown up. Perhaps he had only one ticket in the first place. It was my fault for assuming too much. The rain had turned from a drizzle to a downpour. I walked home alone without an umbrella. I couldn't tell if it was because of the rain, but I cried. I went. Why have you caught feelings for a teacher? It's not good. It's not safe. I don't think there's any obvious leads by reading the letters, or this letter. In this story, how does the difference between the west entrance and the north entrance have an impact on the results? Judging by the letter alone, you might be right. We were unable to tell how they will impact the ending yet, but I will still encourage you to give it a try by switching their positions. Maybe then you'll see the effects of the new ending. Sometimes you won't know for sure without trying. You mean the clues might not just be the original letters, but they might also be hidden inside the other endings that we unlock. That's exactly right. Okay, well, as they said, west and north get swapped. Okay. I waited until 5 o'clock and he had never shown up. I took off my Sir Spotty mascot costume and gave it back to the staff member at the west entrance. Why were you wearing... The staff member who had to take off earlier had an upset stomach and kept thanking me. He said that if he hadn't found a stand-in before 4 PM, he would have lost his year-end bonus. The rain had turned into a drizzle from a downpour and I went home alone, without an umbrella. Okay, and so the staff. Cool. What if we just leave immediately? It was just past 5 o'clock. Garbage truck had suddenly had a flat tire on the road outside the north entrance. There was garbage everywhere. The staff of the exhibition centre all put on their raincoats and ran down the stairs to pick up the trash. I decided to go out and help since I wasn't doing anything anyway. Lots of people walked by and took lots of pictures with their phones. I struck a pose cooperatively with a victory gesture. Ha, look at me. I'm the guardian of the environment, Sir Spotty. It was already 7 o'clock when we were finally done, and the exhibition had been over for a while by then. My phone batteries had run out. In the end, I didn't see him. I took off the Sir Spotty mascot costume and gave it back to the staff member at the west entrance. The staff member took it off earlier, had an upset stomach, said that you haven't found a... yeah. Okay, that's almost the correct one. So what if we just swap these two around? Okay. The rain. It was just past 5 o'clock when big garbage. Raincoats. I decided to help out. I was doing it anyway. Soon, I happened to run into someone I knew in the crowd. It was Jimmy, who had been recently transferred to my school. What a coincidence. We started chatting while we were picking up the garbage. Jimmy said that he was a huge gamer, and he told me the plot from one of his favourite games. In the game, the player could play as a god and help solve human troubles. Whoa, what a coincidence. The funny thing was, those human troubles were incredibly dumb. I mean, usually that's you, Lywen. Apologies, but yours has been a date, an art lesson, going home alone in the dark, whereas, Alicia and Carlos currently stuck in a gang. The police, who deal with danger all day, like most days. I could barely understand him, but judging from his excited look on his face, it must be a pretty interesting game. It was already 7 o'clock when we were finally done, and the exhibition had been over for a while by then. Jimmy asked if I wanted to go grab something to eat. I looked down at my phone and realised that the battery had run out. I felt a little choked up in my throat. So, right, hold on, let me just swap these back around. And there should be a winning exit, or ending. 6 o'clock, the rain had been turned from a drizzle to a downpour, but still standing at the entrance waiting. The exhibition was over, my phone battery had run out. People were coming out of the exhibition centre, and raising their umbrellas. There were more and more umbrellas around me. Everyone's face was hidden behind one. I was slowly swallowed in the ocean of umbrellas, and I couldn't even see the road outside anymore. I crouched down. The rain kept falling, and I couldn't tell if it was because of the rain, but I cried. Okay, and what do we need to do? Let's be... Ooh. B. And then... Still B. Okay. It's 6 o'clock. the rain had turned from just to a downpour, still in the spotty costume, mascot standing at the entrance. My phone battery had run out. The exhibition was over. People coming out of the exhibition centre. Thank you so much for the day. You can get out of the costume now. Again, you saved my life today. Staff member who would I had to take off because I was upset stomach kept thanking me. He said that they couldn't find him. I was about to pull the mascot head off when someone bumped into me. I couldn't see anything with their head on, but I knew I was falling down the stairs. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I finally stopped at the bottom of the stairs. I suspected every bone in my body had been broken. I was sure that I must have looked pathetic with the mud plastered all over myself. Are you okay? The voice sounded familiar, but I couldn't be sure because of the sound of heavy rainfall. A powerful hand grabbed my arm and pulled me up. I took the mascot head off in a hurry, and saw in front of me a casual outfit. He raised an umbrella over my head, but his shoulders were getting wet. We ordered 2 cups of hot cocoa from a cafe on the first floor of the exhibition centre and sat down at the table next window. Did we find out who it was? The rain had become so heavy that we couldn't leave, but I was feeling like the luckiest guy on earth. He told me the exhibition was organised by a friend of his. He didn't know I was still here until he had seen the text just a little while ago. There'd been so many people in the entrance when he arrived that he wouldn't have been able to find me if I had not been so eye-catching. So it was his friend's exhibition, and he hadn't planned on coming with me. Lightning suddenly flashed outside the window, and all the lights went out in the cafe. A waiter came over to apologise, and he lit up a candle placed on our table. The outside view became clearer. Now they're a bit darker on the inside. He turned and looked outside the window towards the blurry greenish mountain far away. He suddenly changed the subject. The mountain is called Shonglong Mountain, right? In weather like this, you can see the most beautiful rainbow in the mountain when the rain stops. Have you ever painted it? I remember the paintings in his apartment. Rainbow in his painting must be even more beautiful than the real one. But he shook his head. The most beautiful views can only live on in memories. I could see the candlelight flicker in his eyes. It was supposed to be the colour of the warmth, but I couldn't sense any temperature. A voice suddenly surfaced from deep within my heart, and it was overcoming my own self-control. I couldn't stop myself from blurting out the question. Mr. Wen, May, do you want to go home now? Sorry, I forgot it's pretty late. Mr. Wen took his eyes away from the mountain, gave me an apologising look, and reached for the umbrella next to our seats. No, not that. Could I get a picture with you? What the hell was I talking about? I pulled out my phone in a hurry, but then I realised the battery had run out quite a while ago. Oh, how embarrassing. I wanted to crawl into a hole. Mr. Wen took out his own phone instead and handed it to the waiter passing by. I held onto the cup of cocoa nervously and smiled like an idiot. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Let's take another one. Young lady, get closer to your boyfriend, please. What? Boyfriend? You don't understand. I mean, really. Before I could explain, the waiter had taken another picture. I turned my head towards him, and he was so close. First thing I did when I finally got home was plug in my phone. As soon as I turned it back on, I received a text from Mr. Wen. It was a photo. Later, I bought a brand new photo album. I printed the photo out and put it in the first page. It was the best birthday gift I'd ever gotten. Hey, we got the right one. The Grey World. Is this not linked to... Oh well. The manga was grey. The sky was grey. Even the happy tree friends that had been playing on the screen looked grey. The happy 3 friends. For the past 2 days I had been faking a foot injury. I hadn't left my room at all. Even all my meals had been brought home by Rocky. I felt like a large a lump of sludge rotting in front of the computer, staring at it all day. Why would she spend her birthday with the art teacher, Mr. Wen? Were they a couple? I mean, it would be questionable if they were, right? I think, personally. I closed the episode of Happy Three Friends. I then logged into my secret blog. All the recent entries have been about her. The most recent had been some pictures that I had taken on her birthday. She had gone to a cafe with Mr. Wen. They left together, rode the subway together. They even went in the same apartment building. Even though I had soon found out that they were neighbours, it felt too much like too much of a coincidence. Did she move next door to him, knowing that he lived there? I kept scrolling through the pictures, imagining that it had been me with her instead. I had been looking at her from far away, but I couldn't summon the courage. When I finally had my line ready, it was Mr. Wen who got ahead of me. Jimmy, I'm going to eat the last piece of the cake in the fridge if you don't. Rocky yelled it from the living room. Yeah, go ahead. I wiped my face hastily. Thank you. I'll bring you more chicken legs tonight. Rocky had thought that it was my birthday 2 days ago. I had ordered a cake from Hong Kong. Thank goodness I hadn't put her name on it. I took another glance at those annoying pictures and double-clicked the delete button. The confirmation dialog popped up, yet I couldn't do it. I dragged myself to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror. My face was horribly pale, my hair was all messy, it was all messed up, and my eyes were so red. Even the reflection seemed to be mocking my loser self. I took a wet towel and went back to the computer. I rinsed my glass in boiled water and poured some milk into it. I grabbed the face cream and squeezed the container. I held the glass up and stirred, and then took a big sip. I didn't realize that I had made a huge mistake. I thought the milk had tasted bitter because of the horrible mood. You swapped it. Did you drink the face cream? Yet, it also had a minty taste. And my tongue was feeling a little numb. I looked at the bowl that I had just used. Smoothie, face cream. Make your face smooth like a smoothie. Then I remembered that I had run out of honey half a month ago. I spit out all the remaining flavoured milk onto my computer. But the real tragedy was yet to come. While I was busy wiping my keyboard, I accidentally pressed enter. I never had any backup for these pictures, as I had always felt guilty about them in the first place. I mean, yeah, you took them out her permission. That's kind of... So now they're all gone. Good. Why are these teenagers? Why are these two teenagers making the mistakes? Because I mean, Alicia and Carlos, they're trying to do the nice things. It's getting them into trouble. These two are making terrible choices, in my opinion. All gone. Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy, let's for some reason fix your... Nope, these just... This should just simply be it, really. I eventually hit the cancel button. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't tell if I was just too tired or it was because of the milk. I hunched over to the desk and fell asleep. See? Problem solved. Let's get you the wrong ones, because why not? Ah, still S. Okay then. The sip of water I'd just taken must have been sitting there for days. The next thing I knew, I was feeling my stomach rumble and hurting. I rushed to the bathroom. I was feeling like crap, and I had to suffer through this. I couldn't have felt worse. Jimmy, let me see your homework. Yeah, it's on the computer. Check it for yourself. No guarantee you'll be right. Then you just showed him all the photos you have. Got it, Jimmy. You're the man. Let me know if I can help you out sometime. Why did I never have any luck? My goddess of fortune, where on earth are you? Oh, okay. Still S. The bad end. S again. A. Is this the only two that you have? What's wrong with this pen? It's not working again. What great timing, it's so annoying. Will you give me this pen? Although it looks like a pen, it's not for writing. I needed to use it to slice the letters, which will then split into pieces. I can then rearrange the pieces before pressing a button on the pen, which makes the pieces reattach themselves into an intact letter. Afterwards, the events in the human's life will happen according to my new arrangement. I can even read about the aftermath in the letter. However, recently the pen is starting to act strangely. Rumbling. I'm hungry. It's time for the afternoon tea. That's strange. Willie normally has brought me snacks by now. Willie, where are you? It's so dark. Where has he gone? It's so dark here. The stairs feel old. Okay. What on earth are you doing? Turn around and look. As if I wanted to. Ouch. Why is it so dark here? Is there a light? Is the light bulb out? Yeah, it has been for a long time. Why don't you have it fixed? Wait. Why can't we fix it ourselves? Aren't we gods? Shouldn't we be able to fix a light bulb with a simple wave of a hand? Who told you that? Even gods have their limitations. And we can't get whatever we want. We should learn to appreciate what we do have. Are you saying we need to buy things too, like humans? Well, we are not entirely like humans in this regard. We don't have to pay rent or mortgage to live here, but not everything is free. We don't need money, but we need faith from the humans. You mean the more people that go to a temple and a church to pray to us, even worship us, the better our lives become. Yes, more or less. However, we are not like those gods in the normal sense. For example, in a place with an extreme drought, people will often pray for rain, right? The normal gods would just give them rain if the faithful were deemed worthy. This way, humans would know that their wishes had been granted. But if we were to grant their wishes, it would mean that the drought had never happened in the first place. So basically, we need bad things to happen in the letters. People would pray to us, and then we reward them in a different letter. Therefore, the humans would never realize that their wishes had been granted, because there had been a drought. Therefore, they would never had a need to pray either. I see. So you're saying all those people who had asked for our help never realized that they had done so. Does that mean we are going to starve to death? That's not going to happen, but we might be living in poverty and we might be suffering. It's hard being a god. Well, I don't think about it too much. Anyway, were you looking for me? Alright, I almost forgot. The pen hasn't been working well recently. Is it broken? It's too dark in here, I can barely see. Let's go upstairs to your room. Isn't there a room right here? Speaking of which, didn't you just come out of from there? Is this your room? Yes, it is. Well, that's... Nope. I haven't even asked yet. Because he has secrets. The more he does not want me inside, the more curious I get. Is he hiding something unspeakable? Yes, he is. But I twisted my ankle when I fell down. I really don't want to climb up the stairs. No problem. How did we get back up into my room? Shrug, because I'm a god. So interesting you said I'm a god, not we're a god. Or we are gods. Pretty sure we're being kidnapped by this dog. That's awesome. You know how to teleport. Can I do that too? Perhaps. Let me take a look at the pen. Well, it might be getting too old to work properly. Just try again. It should be fine. Anyway, I'll leave it to I'll leave you to it. I'll go prepare some snacks for you. Just lie down and rest your ankle. Teleportation. Humna, humna, humna. I want to teleport. Well, that didn't work. How can I do that? Interesting. Well, we'll call it there. Hopefully you enjoyed, because I found that interesting. Got a little bit teased a little bit more about Will and that he's hiding something. So yeah, hopefully I can see you in the next one. With that, goodbye.